Well, I think we could probably round it up there.
Milkman.
Do you want to talk about the milkman?
No, you asked me earlier.
Yeah. Let's hear a bit about the
milk.
You so milk the cows on the way around.
Let's just put this in the in chronological order here for a moment. There, you'd been
hairdresser,
a professional drummer. Well, hairdressing prior to being professional as a drummer, and then you were a professional drummer for how long?
2050.
Oh, about 8 years.
12.
12 to 50.
About 12.
About 12. Yeah.
See, you don't have to just give us a rough one.
I said roughly about 8-9 years.
Thank you. Yeah. That's all you have to say.
And then a milkman.
For once in your life.
And you stopped. Why? Because the Mecca shut, or because they got tired of you? Was it chicken and egg here? Was it a case of the chicken got tired of the egg?
It was really.
Or the egg got tired of the chicken?
In the early days, because
the egg got egg bound.
When we first turned pro, it was a residency in a club in Reading, and that's where we started the radio shows. Then Mecca heard us and wanted us to open up this a new venture. They come out with a theatre restaurant up in York, the Cat's Whiskers, which one act would be on for 6 nights, and it was a proper show. You know, when people used to get dressed up and go out for the evening, have a meal, some wine, beer, and watch a show. And that was fantastic. And then we got the record contract, and then went to London.
The record country.
Record country.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I know.
We got the record country.
And
which country was that?
Anyway, so we moved to London and did all the big ones down there.
So originally, my question was, why did you stop working at Mecca?
Because it just non-creative for anything. There was no joy in it whatsoever. In the end, at the start with it was great.
Well, you did have larks. You had larks with the spinning, revolving stage.
Oh, aye.
And the drink, and the fights.
Now that was a rock and roll story.
It all came to the end, didn't it?
Poor old Tony. That's a rock and roll story and a half. Isn't it? Really, the revolving stage, New Year's Eve,
well, you can't
Southampton.
It's up to you whether you.
He's dead.
Let's hear it then.
This goes out to the world.
Really good friend of mine, Tony, who was unfortunately had to get rid of because he drank too much, and he ends up in the band working in Southampton, big dance hall, and the band took a break. Well, he used to rather like the ladies, and he ended up having physical contact with this young woman on the other side of the revolve while the DJ was playing to the punters, and some wag pressed the revolve, and so there was Tony having physical contact with this young lady in front of 2,000 people. And got the sack that night.
I think we can imagine what you mean, Father.
Shame. And then the poor bugger got killed.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think that was karma. I think karma just for having public sex.
Yeah.
I think that was a bit uneven. I think maybe the karma would be that he maybe fell down in a public place and was made a fool of. But to get killed, I think that's really having to overpay. Pay over and above, I think, there.
Well, and this is a story for all you young bands out there. Always have a van with a bulkhead in, because that's how he got killed.
That's right, he did.
An amp come from the amp come from the back and broke his neck.
That's heavy. That's as rock and roll as you can get.
Well,
killed by an amp.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna have to edit some of that out because.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
A rabbit.
But anyway, you finished with the Mecca because you weren't fulfilled, and you thought, what will be fulfilling instead of all this? Being a milkman.
Yeah. Yeah, it was far better until I realised you used to have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. All the years I was a milkman, I was never early. I was always late.
And that meant that people's milk was late.
Yeah, but my nature and my personality got me through.
Yes.
You see, people didn't mind.
Because you are a nature boy.
It's a good title for a song.
You know?
Nature boy.